Here we are, smack dab right in the middle of summer. I decided to fuel up the vehicle and take you to one of my favorite places on earth, and it just so happens to be a place that I've never been to in the summer. Gotta say, I got the perfect shirt. A little too hot to be wearing black today.
Here on Yacht Rock Radio.
Yep, it's a scorcher. It's already 90 degrees here in the city of Salem. She's definitely gonna melt. Right here is the perfect treat for the day. This 91 degrees is not gonna keep me indoors. I came prepared with a bottle of water, and I also brought a water mister to cool me down at 91 degrees. Oh, so that's what that thing does. I'm usually used to seeing this thing out here in October during Halloween, and I always thought that was someone cosplaying as Han Solo in the Carbonite. Girl, it's 91 degrees. You need a water, or else you're gonna burn up in this heat. If that bottle of water and that water mister isn't enough, well, I got a little wading pool I can wade in if I choose so. But there's a better chance of me going inside the Village Tavern. Time to head back out to the heat. If you guys are a fan of my channel and you've seen all of my Salem videos, there's quite a few up there on YouTube, you notice that I do a lot of filming here on Halloween when these streets are packed. Today when it's 91 degrees, not so much. Again, this being my first summer in Salem, I'm not used to seeing flowers out here. It's usually pumpkins. I gotta stay hydrated, so I'm gonna stop inside a Rockefeller's for one. I don't see any water on tap, but I do see a cider that has a summer feel to it. So I got myself a pineapple cider. It says Aloha Friday from the Down East Cider Company. Aloha. I think I gotta do a little bit more beating of the heat. I'm gonna step inside Harrison's Comics, one of my favorite pop culture stores. Of all the pop culture stores. A Mr. Potato Head Elvis. Classic. Transformers, more than meat stuff. Whoa, is that a gizmo? I'm a huge Godzilla fan, and I gotta say this is the biggest collection of Godzilla memorabilia I've ever seen. They got him and all his enemies. Rodan, Mecha Godzilla. If E.T. busts out a little bag of Reese's Pieces on a hot day like this, they're gonna melt instantly. Hoopa drives the boat, Chief. Hoopa drives the boat. I was always more of a Betty fan. How about you? Good question. This is Halloween, this is Halloween, 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 Halloween. Huge fan of these reaction figures. They're actually bringing back all these figures like they were from like the 1980s. We got Teen Wolf, Creepshow. Look at that, the whole Rocky IV cast up there. Even Rocky with his Russian training outfit with the beard. Apollo Creed. They got the robot. Happy birthday, Polly. That's some good stuff. I already looked at 25 bucks. I'd probably leave with Apollo Creed and maybe that Teen Wolf with the Letterman jacket. Well, that was definitely a good way to beat the heat. I sat there and talked to a employee for about a half an hour about old 1980s action figures. I almost walked out with a couple. It's definitely too hot to be carrying stuff around though. It's way too hot, and plus I've already documented the witch house, which is the only remaining structure of the witch trials of 1692 during Halloween that's full of pumpkins right there on the front porch. The witch house behind me is owned by a Salem, Massachusetts judge from 1692, Judge Jonathan Corwin. He owned this house, he lived in this house, and he was responsible for putting 19 people to their death who are accused of being witches. It's way too hot to show you this place as well because I've documented it in the past. You might recognize this house from the movie Hocus Pocus starring Bette Midler. This was Allison's house. Allison was the girlfriend of the main character, Max. The Witch Dungeon Museum is another option to beat the heat today. Less than 100 yards. Seating and air conditioning. Or you can just go to the YMCA. All the stores down here in downtown Salem are open for business. Just there's not a whole lot of people walking around. It's just so dang hot. Little shop of horrors. This right here is another option to beat the heat. I think actually I might do it. I've never done it before. I don't think I can film inside, but why not take a look? Oh yeah, I'm definitely going in. They got the Halloween music playing. I'm excited. Never been to this place before. I heard it's a must-see. It promises me I can see over 60 cinematic creatures from the last 100 years. I'm down with that. We got all kinds of classic horror movie merch here. Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Creature from the Black Lagoon. Oh, check this out. It's my guy, the Creature from the Black Lagoon. I've never seen a full standing figure. 3,800 bucks. Could go home with you today. Collection of masks. Feels really good in here, nice and air conditioned. Check out that badass Twilight Zone mask from the famous episode Eye of the Beholder. That is the Doctor. Remember, he's operating on that beautiful blonde female, all bandaged up, and they unbandage her, and she's still beautiful, but everybody else in the world looks just like that guy. And that is their beauty. That's a pretty sick Phantom of the Opera mask, too. Yeah, we definitely can't film in there, but it's a bunch of wax statues giving you the history of horror for the last 100 years. I was told over 60 statues. This is gonna be awesome. So if you really want to check out the history of horror for the last 100 years, you gotta stop into the Nightmare Gallery. Count Orlocks. $11 for adults, $6 for kids. Takes about a half an hour to walk through if you read everything and just stare into the eyes of all the wax statues. This is the greatest place I've ever been to for the history of horror. As you and I, we got to talk about this museum. It is the single-handedly the greatest wax museum I've ever been to. I've been to a bunch of wax museums in my lifetime. If you're a fan of horror history, I'm talking about like from the 1910s with black and white stuff all the way to current day, like the Nun. It represents him here inside of Count Orloff's Nightmare Gallery. Oh, another thing that happened inside Count Orloff's was I met a Detours fan. Heard her family are up here from New Jersey. I forget your name. I may run into you again down by the Seven Gables. My favorite tattoo place is closed today on Sunday. I wasn't planning on getting any ink today, but you never know. 93 degrees. Yeah, it's the perfect time to put my feet inside this watering hole. Not gonna happen. Instead, I'm gonna step inside this watering hole. The old Main Street Pub, which is right next to Salem's oldest witch shop, the Crowhaven Corner. A $4 beer is a good beer. And quite frankly, it's a cold beer too. Cheers. Well, since we're out walking around, why not? It's a little bit after 6 p.m. The temperature has dropped maybe a degree. There's some interesting stuff out that way, but it's like a mile walk. Do I really want to do that on a hot night like tonight? It's so hot today that these church doors are wide open, trying to cool off the congregation. It's been a while since I went to a church. Why not? I couldn't do it, guys. I couldn't do it. It's way too hot. Way too much of a risk of a lightning strike inside that church, which would strike the church down as it would myself. Look at this vehicle parked over here, heading down towards the House of Seven Gables. That is a sweet machine. Wow. That is car show material, my friends. As I tell you on every detour when I come down here to the Wars of Salem, predicted in the late 1800s, they looked the same then as they do right now. Except there's a hotel out there in the distance, and also we got a visitor of a wooden vessel out there. Right to the side of the building there on the wharf. I believe that was a place where they brought in sugarcane from other countries. You can take a screenshot of that if you really want to know the real correct history. And check out that wooden ship out here in Salem Harbor. That's old school looking. That's like Mayflower kind of craftsmanship. So in this picture they do show a old school wooden vessel. It just doesn't happen to be the same wooden vessel that's out there right now. Well, since we're down in this neck of the woods, why not? As we pan away from America's oldest candy store, we come to our right over here to the House of the Seven Gables. So there are 3 things that I know for a fact about the House of the Seven Gables. The first thing I notice when I come to the House of Seven Gables is all the surrounding houses are all different colored houses, all the colors, as I always say, pop. The second fact that I know about the House of the Seven Gables The book was written by Nathaniel Hawthorne, and he was a descendant of the Salem witch trials. He was a descendant of one of the judges. Not the witch side, the judge side. And the third thing I know for sure is that this is a very, very old house, and there was no central air conditioning in it, which means this house was hot. 7 Gables. Although it did have a nice ocean breeze and a nice ocean view if those types of boats were around back in the day. I've never taken a tour of this place. I heard it's about an hour-long tour, and it's an old house. I mean, just read the book. Yeah, here is a statue of Nathaniel Hawthorne, the author of the House of the 7 Gables. Apparently, we're not going to get a good shot of the Roger Conant statue over there, the first settler of Salem, Massachusetts. And right behind him, the Salem Witch Museum, because currently they are filming a Adam Sandler movie right now. There's Kraft Food Services for the Adam Sandler movie. Normally I like to give you that shot of the Roger Conant statue in the Salem Witch Museum. But, again, because of the Adam Sandler movie, blocking this epic shot. I don't think he's over there, but there is some stagehands. But I don't think Adam Sandler is currently here right now on location. Maybe. I don't know. Should I walk that way? If we don't see Adam Sandler here, we still have a fantastic view of this fabulous structure, the Salem Witch Museum here in Salem, Massachusetts. They don't let you film inside there, so I'm not going to bring you inside there on a day that they were open either. But if you haven't been there, you should go. Right here, you're not allowed to park in front of the Salem Witch Museum because they are filming right now. It looks like Sunday the 21st through Tuesday the 23rd. Today's the 21st, so 3 p.m. to 10 a.m. Well, maybe we'll see Adam tonight. It's almost 7 p.m. and believe it or not, the temperature has risen by 1 degree. It's now 94 degrees. I just wish that the temperature would drop back down to the 80s. The 80s, you say? You want the 80s? How's this for the 80s for you? I mean, just look at this place. All the classic video games you can play, a full bar. That's right, we're back at one of my favorite Salem bars, the Bit Bar, which is nothing but 1980s video games. They get everything from Burger Time to Cubert and Miss Pac-Man, Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. Even at these slick little lamps. They got some newer games too. But wait, there's more. They got a whole other room back here with pinball machines and some 90s video games. They got Shrek, Star Wars, Elvira, the Addams Family, Willy Wonka, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Hobbit. So the Bit Bar sells nothing but craft beers and, of course, liquor. Got the night shift light. It looks like a bright light, doesn't it? Remember the old game, Bright Light? Oh, cheers. I got myself a delicious looking bacon burger. No cheese because they don't have any American cheese. So it's just the burger, the bacon, and the bun. You can even play video games at the bar. I don't know, it is Sunday night. Man, it is almost 8 p.m. Do I stick around for the karaoke party? I'm not going to stick around, but if you wanted to for the karaoke, there's your karaoke playlist. It's a complete book. It's huge. Right here on top of the Pac-Man table game. If you're out here in Salem looking for the Bit Bar, it's right here at the old Salem Jail. I'm guessing that's why all those bars are on the windows. I know I sound like I know a lot about Salem, but honestly, I just stop and read the signs. I know the Bit Bar is here at the old Salem Jail because, well, the sign right there says the old Salem Jail. Even though it's the summertime, they still have all the haunted witch tours and the ghost tours out here in Salem. In fact, there's a group right over there. There must be something haunted behind me or else that tour wouldn't have made that stop right behind me, correct? Have you guys seen The Lion King yet? And I'm not talking about the 1994 Disney cartoon movie. In fact, this movie is the exact same movie. But it's like CGI animals. You know, I'm just gonna break it down like this. The movie theater is very hot and my eyes were sweating during the opening song of The Lion King. Bum Sebenya! I wasn't crying, you were crying. I'm gonna end this detour walking past this Michael Myers-esque looking house from the 1978 original Halloween. I mean, I'm not really gonna end it there. I'm walking back up here to the Adam Sandler movie to see if we can Maybe see Adam Sandler. Get him in the detour. It doesn't appear that Adam Sandler is outside right now currently. I'm not going to wait around for him the rest of the night. Pretty much this is the end of the detour. I mean, after all, it's kind of stalkerish. I wouldn't stoop to that level. Bruce! Oh, look at that sunset. Nice. Now, I know in this detour I didn't concentrate too much on witch history in Salem. I've done that, covered it many times in past Salem videos. Go check those out. You guys know what to do next. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. I always answer all the comments. Don't forget to click that red subscribe button, and while you're clicking away, click that small bell. It'll give you instant notification every single time I upload a brand new detour. Check me out on social media. I'm on Instagram at Derek Millen, DerekMillen. I'm posting pictures where I'm currently filming a detour. You're going to see where I am about 3 or 4 days before I post that video up on YouTube. And as always, I'll catch you on the next detour.